Welcome to the Sharon Jones Show, where we're keeping up with the Joneses. And now here's your host, Sharon Jones.
Welcome to the Sharon Jones Show. Do I have magic in the air for you? I have the Imagineer, Mr. Joseph Lowski. He's coming up with some great things that we can do as family, community, church involved, and businesses. So be right there, stay right there, keep it locked.
Sip and Paint with Creations is the ultimate paint experience. Award-winning artist Wanda D will guide you through painting, dancing, and the overall interactive art experience. Children's parties, couples parties, team building, or girls' night out. Sip and Paint with Creations. Give us a call or visit our website.
Greetings in the name of our Lord Jesus Christ. My name is Reverend Justin E. Garner Jr. I'm the pastor of the Cornerstone Full Gospel Church. I'm also an author of the book Through the Eyes of the Watchman. We'd like to invite each and every person to come out and be with us. Our services are Sunday morning at 11 a.m., Sunday night at 6 p.m., and Thursday is our midweek service at 7 p.m. We also have a ladies' meeting Wednesday at 4 o'clock. So we'd like to invite everybody to come out and be with us and just have your liberty in the Lord.
In the Zone Barbershop is a place where you can get a nice cut and be in your own zone. Our staff is diverse with skills in men care. We have a very professional and upbeat environment. We specialize in shampooing, men's shaving, clipper cuts, and razor cuts. It is the ultimate man cave, but we're also kid-friendly. We are located in the Victory Drive Walmart Shopping Center next to T-Mobile, or give us a call. So come on and get in the zone.
Welcome back to the Sharon Jones Show. Sitting here with a familiar person today, I just want to introduce to everybody out there that's in viewership, Mr. Joseph, the magician from Carolina. Hilton Head.
Escaped twice.
Wow.
2 hurricanes within 1 year, 1 month apart.
Gosh. The first one tore up your house, didn't it?
It tore the roof. Yeah, you can't replace a quarter of a roof. They got to do it all, you know.
Oh, my.
And when they built the home back then, it was so, it withstood winds of 45, 50 miles an hour. So I had to upgrade. And stupid me, I took a very large deductible when I bid, because I figured a hurricane never hit Hilton Head. Hugo took a right jog to Charleston. You know, what are the odds? You know, so it hit me.
Wow.
And then Irma, this was Matthew. And Irma just came up, so everybody said, come on, we'll go to Atlanta, follow us, we got plenty of room. And I said, no, I think I'm gonna go ahead and see my grandbaby while I'm at it. So I left, but I got stuck in that Floridian traffic. It took me 15 hours to drive 500 miles.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's, but everybody went to Atlanta and it followed them. So,
oh,
incredible this world, isn't it?
Yes.
It's something you can't control, you know. It's the Lord's will that we're alive, that's the most important thing.
That's the most important.
Yeah.
You can write about it. You know, it's amazing the type of gifts that you have with all your magic and so forth. You can do that anywhere.
Well, that's why I try to encourage kids to get into magic, because if they start now, by the time they get into high school, they'll have an act. And when they go to college, they don't have to pester mom and dad for tuition money. They can pay their own way. It's something they can always fall back on.
Yes.
You know, and if they get good at it, there's no restaurant in their right mind that refuses to have a little entertainment to bring the families when they go out for dinner to have a little fun. And especially when they're crowded, when they're in the weeds, we call it.
Yes.
Okay? And then when a waiter's in the weeds and you got people waiting 45 minutes to get in, and then 30 minutes for the food to arrive and it doesn't go right, and they're all mad, ready to leave, that's when they say, Joseph, we need you on table 13. Once I get that table, I've actually had food come out, and they're going, now, hold on a minute, now just finish your trick. They completely forgot that they were in a mood to get ready to leave. So if you can make that, that's a golden thing in a restaurant business. You know, if you can make a person sad, leave happy, they'll tell everybody else. So that's that's why I try to encourage kids to get into it. When you learn magic, you have to read instructions, you have to follow directions, and you have to use your imagination. And if you can keep a secret, then you can be a magician. But if you can't be a magician, I mean, can't keep a secret, then you could be a timeshare salesman.
Oh, God.
Well, you gotta handle rejection. You know, a lot of people can't handle rejection. That's a big learning tool in magic. How do you approach somebody without them shunning you? Or, oh no, I'm not, I don't like, I believe what you do is black magic, voodoo magic. People, do you know what I have to do now? I have to take all my patches that says magician, my business cards, everything, I have to take them all down and recreate. I call myself an Imagineer now. Do you know what an Imagineer is? When Disney built Disneyland, and he didn't want to, and all those employees that created the holograms in the haunted house and the Pirates of the Caribbean, all those special effects, he didn't want to call them magicians because he knew that there's a lot of people that fear that word. And so keeping them from coming in, he called them all Imagineers. That's the story I heard. So I'm changing my name. Imagine this, I release your imagination.
I like it.
Yeah, you like it? And you have to have one.
Yeah.
And you have to have a sense of humor. So all these combined together will take a little kid and inspire him to get into magic and then share it with everybody else. That's why I came up with that card trick that I came up with that we'll talk about later on. But it's my, when you can take a kid, a little kid that gives you a hug, you know, people that you don't even know, she goes, you're awesome. And that for a little kid to say that, that's worth its weight in gold right there.
Yes, because the kids tell the truth.
Oh, they tell the truth. Yeah.
From their perspective.
And they're hard to fool, too. Because they don't have that, they don't know. When I do that napkin trick, I throw the napkin over the person's head that I'm doing this for. Everybody sees it except the person I'm doing it for. So it's really funny. But when I do it in front of kids, the first time I ever did it, I threw the first napkin and the kid goes, it went over her head, ruined the whole trick. So, you know, that's why I say, no, you don't do that. I'm showing you how to do it. You got to keep that secret, you know. Even my grandbaby, she makes a napkin disappear. I said, what hand is it in? I said, it's over here. She goes, no. Because what she does, she goes, and then she throws it, and she goes, what hand is it in? And I said, it's not over here. I said, where is it? She goes, it's over there. I said, well, you don't tell somebody where it is. You know, but in their minds, you know.
Yes.
That's why it's really neat to watch kids grow. Because you're the best hypnotist in the world.
Yeah.
As a mother, because that child knows nothing but what you tell it in one ear, out the other, garbage in, garbage out, like a computer. So it's when they get their age where they can choose their own thing and make up their own minds, that's when you know you've been a good mother.
Wow.
If they respect you for that and learn everything from you, but nowadays we have a lot of problem with that. There's no respect in the family. No, they don't have a mom and dad. You know, everybody's working.
Everybody's working.
You know, and
running around trying to find their own self.
Yeah, that's just it. And the kids, you know, they suffer the most. So if I can inspire somebody, some kid, I took an 8-year-old on Hilton Head. His mother was a professional tennis player, taught tennis. The father taught golf in Sea Pines. He was like 8, 9 years old. She goes, can you take something to do with this kid? Can you pick him up from school? Can you spend some time? Well, I did that. And what I did is I turned him into a little magician. And him and I did a Penn and Teller routine. He would do magic to music, and I would do the comedy part of it. And I booked him at senior citizen events. I mean, we were booked. The kid was making $300 a show. I mean, and he was just, you know, 30, but he got so good because he was able to read instructions, follow directions, he started getting into computers. So one day he's got this little laptop, you know, his parents bought him, and he's in my car, you know. I said, what are you doing? He goes, I'm getting into computers. I said, you know, my background is programming radars and into magic. And you have magic going into computers. Why don't you create me a website? And the website I have now, he created when he was 10, 11 years old. And I never erased it because it means, you know, and I turned him into, so he got so smart that we had go ahead.
Yeah, okay, well, we're going to talk about that in a minute. We're going to go to a station break, so get ready. We'll be right back. We got more to come to bring to you.
Through the Fire is a worship arts ministry located at 3604 Macon Road, Suite 19 in Columbus, Georgia. Through the Fire Ministries ministers by way of workshops, conferences, blogs, and books. Our Worship Arts Academy offers classes on worship, leadership, self-esteem, and discipline. Find us on Facebook or visit our website.
Greetings in the name of our Lord Jesus Christ. My name is Reverend Justin E. Garner Jr. I'm the pastor of the Cornerstone Full Gospel Church. I'm also an author of the book Through the Eyes of the Watchman. We'd like to invite each and every person to come out and be with us. Our services are Sunday morning at 11 a.m., Sunday night at 6 p.m., and Thursday is our midweek service at 7 p.m. We also have a ladies' meeting Wednesday at 4 o'clock. So we'd like to invite everybody to come out and be with us and just have your liberty in the Lord.
In the Zone Barbershop is a place where you can get a nice cut and be in your own zone. Our staff is diverse with skills in men care. We have a very professional and upbeat environment. We specialize in shampooing, men's shaving, clipper cuts, and razor cuts. It is the ultimate man cave, but we're also kid-friendly. We are located in the Victory Drive Walmart Shopping Center next to T-Mobile, or give us a call. So come on and get in the zone.
Sweet and Sassy Hair Salon, featuring top-of-the-line hairstylists, nail tech, fabulous retail products, eyelash bar, and much, much more. Sweet and Sassy Hair Salon is an upscale salon catering to women of all ethnicities. Stop by for any of your beauty or spa needs. Located at 3031 Manchester Expressway in Columbus, Georgia, next to Peachtree Mall and right behind Crystal.
Welcome back to the Sharon Jones Show. Just talking with Mr. Joseph, the magician, and just talking about the young fellow that created his website. You say that you still have it right now?
Oh, yeah, HiltonHeadMagic.com. And what happened was, when I put him in, he was able to, he produced a dove, okay? And then he threw it up in the air and it disappeared, turned into feathers, okay? Well, he wasn't getting any response. So, from the audience, because we're doing senior citizens, okay? They watched this bird and all of a sudden it's gone, So I didn't have that, so I had an idea. So I blew up a balloon. So, and I'm standing behind the curtain, okay? And as soon as he threw that bird up in the air, I popped that balloon and the feathers came down and somebody in the audience said, he shot the bird, he shot the bird. And it got everybody so laughing and everything. So he just, one day, I said, what happened to my rest of my show? You're supposed to do 35, 40 minutes. You're only doing 20. He goes, well, there was a guy on TV who had a mask on who was exposing all these magic tricks. And he was known as, they finally caught him. He was going from warehouse to warehouse, exposing. See, I don't mind if I create the trick like Penn and Teller, and then they'll show you how to do it. I don't mind that, because it's taking food off from my table. But if you're gonna, I create the illusion, I give it to you to perform it, and he comes along and shows you how to do it. So he's cheating us because, and being a kid, psychologically, it hurt him because he figured the whole world now knows how he does the linking rings. I said, man, look, I'll tell you what, just do it, because they're not going to remember that.
Yes,
Nobody's going to remember. By the time you're in the second trick, they're still trying to figure out the first one.
That's true.
So you don't worry about it. Just keep going. Just keep doing it. Don't worry about that. But that's a little psychological thing that they have to learn and deal with, Right. That, and another thing is approach. How do you approach somebody that may not even like magic without being rejected? Have you heard of my Magigram that I started in San Diego?
No.
Wolfman Jack. You remember Wolfman Jack? Mm-hmm. Well, he was a friend, and he helped me get this off the ground. See, what a Magigram was, when a singing telegram, remember them? Mm-hmm. Well, they had a singing telegram, and I'm watching TV, and I see a commercial. I'm going, what a great idea to do with magic. And my roommate goes, yeah, but somebody's got to be doing it. I don't procrastinate. My business sense is, if it's up to me, it's meant to be. Or it's meant to be, it's up to me, because nobody else can do it for you. You got to do it yourself.
Amen.
Okay?
You're right, Mr. Joseph.
So what happens is, I'm going out and I go see an attorney. I said, I want to patent something. He goes, what do you want to patent? I said, I want to patent magic. He goes, well, you can't patent magic. It has to be something solid. I said, well, you know them singing telegrams? That's what I want to do with myself. I want to send myself out to deliver one. And he goes, oh, what you want is a Magigram. And remember now, I'm computer specialist, civil service. I was just getting out of that to get into magic, okay? Programming radars on the Kitty Hawk when I'm doing part-time getting into magic, really involved with it. So he goes, what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to take the word magic with dash and the word dash with gram and have to research that in the United States to see if anybody's using those two names. If they don't use it, we'll fuse them together and call it a Magigram and give you a trademark. I said, well, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. But it's going to cost you about $8,000. I said, whoa, we're talking about 1979, 80, you know? And that's my civil service, that's my retirement money, you know? But see, and I'm going, well, you know, and I do that trick with the food stamps and back in the pesos and turning ones to hundreds. So I turned a $1 bill into a bicentennial $2 bill and asked him, what does bicentennial mean? He goes, 200. I said, there you go. 200-year birthday, happy birthday, America. $2 bill, next thing you know, he's looking at two C notes, $200 bills. He goes, how'd you do that? I said, well, I can teach it to you right now. He goes, you would? What's it going to cost me? I said, oh, about 8, 9 grand. He goes, oh, what you want is to barter. I said, that's exactly what I want to do, but I don't know what that means. What's a barter? He goes, barter means that if I got something you want, you got something I want, we trade it out, no money exchange. I said, no money exchange? Sounds like a deal to me. So I got my trademark on a barter because I did his Christmas show, and I taught him how to do this trick, okay?
Wow.
So the magigram is now a word, okay? Yes. So he calls me in the office, he goes, what does a magigram do? What's the concept? I said, concept? Remember, I'm from Germany to America in the military, the whole thing, all this civil service, so all these new words coming to me, you know, and I'm thinking outside the box now, you know. Concept. He goes, well, it has to do something. Magigram, what does it do? Before I can register the name, it has to do something. So I went to a couple of my friends that are bartending magicians. I said, what's the biggest fear you have doing magic? And the first word he said to me, he goes, approach. I can't approach somebody, a total stranger, and start talking to him. I feared that rejection. And when I went home, I prayed on it, and I got the answer. See, if you're having a birthday, okay, and for your man or whoever, okay, a person, so you give me that victim's name, you give me that victim's birthday, and the year in the high school they went to, where they graduated, and that's all I need to crash your private party, and I'll mingle around as your guest, and when you come to that person, you say, oh, you remember Joseph, don't you? I'm going, sure you do, Betty, right? Oh, Betty Baker High School, 1967. How in the heck are you? And she goes, you know him? I've never met him before. He goes, and I start doing magic, and everything revolves around her. And that's a magigram. And man, it went gangbusters up. And I want to do that. I may want to do that in Columbus. You know, yes. I mean, we had some fun doing that because everybody loves to play a gag.
Yes.
And this is a perfect legal gag that anybody can play on somebody else, called a magigram. And that's one of the things that I created.
That is awesome.
And Wolfman Jack, we took him up to the Magic Castle in Hollywood because Elvira was supposed to meet Wolfman. During a Halloween in Hollywood production, Wolfman goes to L.A. to meet her. You remember Elvira, the mistress of the dark? Well, she goes, no, if Wolfman's coming up here, we have to call it Elvira Greets the Wolfman. And he goes, no, it's got to be Wolfman meets Elvira. No, Elvira greets the Wolfman. So she backed out, and he had nowhere to go, and they got all this promotion booked. So they called me up and said, hey, we got Wolfman going to L.A. with nothing to do. Can you help us out? I said, well, I can get you into the Magic Castle. That's a very private membership club. Okay? He goes, you can do that? I said, well, sure I can, but it's going to cost you a limousine because I ain't driving. And the winner of the contest with a person and a radio celebrity, and the Wolfman will take him to the Magic Castle. I've got a great story if you ever want to hear about that. The trip that how Wolfman became the Wolfman. Because we had 2 hours in that limo up and back, and I got to know him pretty well. So we became friends,
That is awesome.
Very nice guy.
You're around so many people. We're going to come right back. We'll be right back after this break.
Sip and Paint with Creations is the ultimate paint experience. Award-winning artist Wanda D will guide you through painting, dancing, and the overall interactive art experience. Children's parties, couples parties, team building, or girls' night out. Sip and Paint with Creations. Give us a call or visit our website. Through the Fire is a worship arts ministry located at 3604 Macon Road, Suite 19 in Columbus, Georgia. Through the Fire Ministries ministers by way of workshops, conferences, blogs, and books. Our Worship Arts Academy offers classes on worship, leadership, self-esteem, and discipline. Find us on Facebook or visit our website. Sweet and Sassy Hair Salon, featuring top-of-the-line hairstylists nail tech, fabulous retail products, eyelash bar, and much, much more. Sweet and Sassy Hair Salon is an upscale salon catering to women of all ethnicities. Stop by for any of your beauty or spa needs. Located at 3031 Manchester Expressway in Columbus, Georgia, next to Peachtree Mall and right behind Crystal.
Welcome back to the Sharon Jones Show. I'm sitting here. We've been talking about different things and Wolfman Jack and all this good stuff with this magic. Just looking here now, since the Hurricane Irma has come to our city, just how this guy, God has used that to give him some more insight on what he can do to advance his magic stuff. So I'm looking here right now at a card trick that he got, and just wanting to talk about that. Can you show me a little bit about this trick, Mr. Joseph?
Well, this was an inspiration when I broke my shoulder a few years back, and I lost my range of motion, so I can't do my large illusions. So I asked the Lord, well, how am I going to feed my family now? And it's a long story, but I'll shorten it as fast as I can. He guided me to create a trick about him. He asked me to be a fisher of men. I think it's Matthew 4:16, I believe. Be a fisher of men, drop your net, follow me, and like he did with Simon Peter, and I did that. Then he sent me to Matthew 7, where it says, asking you shall receive, seeking you shall find, and I'm asking how I'm going to feed my family. So the inspiration came through a 10-card Bible study card trick. Okay, what this does is when you get kids, I can go anywhere where Bible class, Bible school going on, and I say, hey guys, want to see a card trick? Boom, I got a whole table full of kids. Okay, they all love card tricks or some kind of magic. So by creating this, it created actually a mini ministry, because I work with prisoners now, doing this trick, to where when they get released, it's called Jesus in the Pocket, and they can go ahead and be a fisher of men like me and do the trick for their friends. And I'll show you the trick if you'd like to see it.
I love to.
And okay, it consists of 10 cards, and the packets come out just like this. You put it face down, up, down, up, down, up, all the way down to all 10. So you got face up, face down, all the way around. Now just give me your favorite number from 1 to 10.
7.
7. So you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This will be your selected card.
Okay.
Now, if you notice that all these right here, they say, it says, Google what Jesus wants, what Jesus said, what Jesus gave, what Jesus did. These are all a Bible study for the kids to do, because you're doing this after dinner for your children. You got the Bible ready, and then you show them this. So they have to do their homework. If they do this, they can learn the trick of life. But you won't reveal that secret unless they do their homework. So it's a motivation for them to learn this, because they'll want to know how to do it. But no, you do your homework, then I'll teach you how. Because once you teach them how, then they'll be out and be fisher of men, and they'll do it for their friends. Okay? And the story of life looks like this. And let's just remove these right here real quick.
They have no use for that.
So we got this spells life, F-I-F-E, L-I-F-E, with a question mark, okay? So the first thing is money. It takes you to Timothy 6, where it talks about it's not the money that's evil, it's the love, the greed behind it. People rob you and kill you for this stuff.
That's right.
And the next one is dreams. This sends you to Genesis 37:5, which talks about Joseph, how he got betrayed by his brothers, sold for slavery, saved Egypt from starvation, and when his brothers came in, they didn't recognize him, but he recognized them and forgave him. So it's betrayal and forgiveness, all in one. A great story for these kids to read. I put a little test in there because it's 3750. I had a guy call me up because there's a misprint, because there's no place like 3750 in Genesis. I said, then you did your homework because you found the problem. I got people calling me, oh yeah, I read it, I did the trick. No, you didn't. If you didn't find this, you didn't do the trick. Okay? And then you got to love. Everybody loves. Not the Kardashian now, we're talking about true love here, okay?
Right, okay.
Because, you can't fall in and out of love just like that. I mean, but these three things, and we always love the Lord, and he loves us.
Yes.
But all these three things are temporary. Because if you lost, but they all can affect this card here, which is the E card, which is the health card, okay? Because if you lost your money, which can shatter your dreams. So without money and dreams, you start worrying about how paying bills, because I went through the same thing. And then you pray a lot, but worry and stress can affect your health, correct? And if you lose somebody that you love, like I said, you'll never lose the Lord, but if you lose somebody dear to you, it causes heartache, which affects your health. So worry, stress, and heartache affect your health, and you have one card left, and that's a death card. Now, people worry about this. I'm going, look, you know as well as I do, we're born to die.
True.
And Jesus, he knew it's coming because he sent out Judas to betray him. So the third day after he sacrificed his life for our sins, he made us the biggest promise in the world, he'll be back. So he appeared in front of all his disciples except for one, Thomas. So they said, and Thomas goes, well, guys, I believe that you've seen him, but I got to see this to believe it myself. So when he appeared in front of Thomas, he dropped his knees, and Jesus goes, oh, just because you see me now, you believe. So the next verse is very important. Blessed are those that believe that haven't seen. That means he's talking about you, me, our generation, future generations, because if you haven't seen, and that means you have to have that faith. And that's what he's looking for. Have faith in him. You believe all that? That's why you chose that card right there at all. Now, you saw both sides of the cards.
Right.
You know why you picked him? Pick him up and look at what he says.
Jesus.
He goes, you have Jesus in your heart.
Yes.
See? And that's the whole story. See?
Yes.
And that way it gives him, and that's where it's coming from. See, what's in here has to come from here. And if you don't have that love and that faith in the Lord, then, you know, it's never too late. Like Luke, remember in Luke 15, where when, I forget who, he went after one sheep that was lost.
Right.
He had 99, but he went in looking for that one sheep. And that's what we wanted. And every time that you can tweak a heart in the faith of Jesus, the angels applaud. Because you're turning somebody's over. And that's what I want to do. I want to give these to the Red Cross. I want to give them away.
Wow.
But how do we give these away?
Get sponsors.
Have sponsors. And then what I'll do, they'll buy these, I'll pack them up, and I'll mail them to the Red Cross, and they can give them all the victims. I think that all the Christian families to take one of these home, gives them something to do, take their mind off, share the word of the Lord, and I think that's what he's asking me to do.
Wonderful. So they can just pick up the cards through your website?
Right now, HiltonHeadMagic.com, and my phone number is 843-540-3948.
Okay.
Okay.
And we're inviting also businesses, also churches, to purchase these for the Irma victims.
Irma and Harvey.
And Harvey victims.
Victims, that's right.
Okay, great. And and also for people that are coming out of jail.
The prisoners that are getting, and the drug addict kids, everybody that needs to find the Lord, and other people that have lost so much that we try to get, at least we can introduce them to have a little fun while they're with their families.
That's right. I tell you. Well, it's been a great day with Mr. Magic Man himself, so keep it locked with the Joneses next week, same place, same time. Let's do it.
Thank you for watching today's show. If you would like additional information about today's show, call or email us.